Hey folks, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to Week in Review. This is the video that we do every week where we talk about the videos we've reviewed over the past week, give you short summaries of them, and if you want to know more, you can click the links to the full reviews in the description below. Take it away, Z.
Hey everybody, Z Garcia here. So last week I reviewed a game called Fae from Z-Man Games. This is a re-implementation, reissuing, really, of an older game from Leo Colovini called Clans, in which you have a secret color and you are moving groups of characters around the board, trying to have your color, your secret scoring, come out ahead. I like the original game. I rated it about a 6 out of 10, and I kept it for a while. Ended up getting rid of it, but the new one, while it has a more attractive theme and it's a little bit more, it's prettier. It's sort of a little more vibrant. It would appear to be anyway. I find the board to be less useful. It simply gets in the way of the usability of the gameplay itself. Everything is very pastel, everything is a little too light, too similar. I just have a hard time playing the game. It's the exact same game, but the theme ultimately makes a little less sense than the original, and I just don't like the look as much, so I was a little less than thrilled with this one. I also reviewed, together with Sam and Tom, we talked about Micropolis, which I really liked. And it's a tile-laying game in which you are drafting those tiles and then building up your own little anthill. I really like this one. It's simple, but there's a few different ways to score. They're all neat. They're all balanced. The game is engaging. It's got a cute theme. It just really works for me. And I'm a big fan of tile-laying games anyway, so this is a good one. And that's a Bruno Cathala game, co-designed by Bruno Cathala anyway, one of my favorite designers. And I also reviewed something else by the same designer, which is an expansion to Abyss, one of my favorite games. And this is called Abyss Leviathan. In this one, you are going to be, instead of as in the original game, when a monster showed up, you were just grabbing some goods or ticking up a track. You know, it was very, it lacked quite a bit of theme in that aspect of the game. Well, they've ejected that piece of the design, and now you've got these Leviathans you have to fight. There is dice rolling. There's a little bit of push your luck. It is so thematic. It is so rich. Gorgeous artwork. I love it. I think this kicks the game up a notch, and I was just superbly impressed by it. There was a previous expansion, which I thought was all right, but this second expansion, Leviathan, is fantastic, and I would definitely recommend it to fans of the original game. And that's it for me. I will see you next time.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Week in Review. Did some videos for you this week. We did a review on the Island of Misfit Friends. This is from Twilight Creations, and it was a labor to play through and review. Gave this one a 3 out of 10. This is probably one of the lowest rated games that I've reviewed in a very long time. Did not enjoy it at all. You can go check out the review for more explanations as to why. Also did a review for a game called Dwarves in Trouble that I initially rated a 5 out of 10 because of the event cards just being way too much. Problem was, I since have found out that there was an errata page that was left out of my review copy somewhere along the line, and I didn't get that, so you're actually only supposed to use 5 event cards, not all 30 of them that come in the deck. So probably would, that change would probably make my review around a 7, because I really did enjoy the game. I had a lot of fun playing with it, even though the event cards were such a dampening force in those playthroughs. But you can check out the review. You can get a good understanding of how the game plays. Just understand that the caveat is you only use 5 of those event cards at one time, not all of them. So initially a 5, but with that change, definitely a 7. Also did a review with Miami Dice with Tom and Zeke for Micropolis, a new game from Bruno Cathala, and he is going to earn a 7 out of 10 for me on this one. I really did enjoy it. Had a lot of fun with it. It is very simplistic, but very very picturesque, and I like all of the mechanisms that are there. I'm kind of a sucker for worker placement type games anyway, and drafting cards and that type of stuff, so I did enjoy that one a lot. Also did a review for a game called Mystic Scrolls from Draw Lab Entertainment. This one is a simultaneous dice rolling game, and it was a lot of fun. It's a speed game that has, it's a game that has a speed element in it, and I usually don't like those kinds of games, but this one just kind of felt very natural and intuitive, and so I had a lot of fun with it. Gave this one an 8 out of 10. A couple other videos that we did. I did a What's in There video for the new General Veers expansion, Commander expansion for Star Wars Legion, so you can go check that out. He's a really neat leader. He's cheaper than Vader and possibly better if you're going to be using a lot of vehicles. So go check that out. And then we also had another episode of Throat Punch Lunch. My contributors did a great job and just a fun time altogether. So go check that out. That's it from me. See you guys on the flip side.
All right, for me, first we have Lethal Party, a game that teaches us not to drink and shoot at the same time. Thank you, Lethal Party. It's a kind of it's a slapping game where you slap and point your finger at someone else. Meh. Cavern Tavern, which I expected to like a lot more than I did. There's a dice placement game where you're putting out different dice and you're collecting ingredients to serve people. It's a decent game. I just felt there wasn't enough ways to manipulate dice, enough things to do on your turn. I have since been told that there's a little optional expansion in the box, which I did not play with, that makes the game playable and better. Again, if it does that, it should have been included in the base game, though. Grumph, this is a speed game in which you are grabbing things and flipping, putting grumps down the control areas. If you like speed games, and I guess it's like a speed area control game, you'll enjoy it. Pinball Showdown is a game that has a really strong pinball theme. I like it a lot. It's a little fiddly with, some of the speed and how some of the cards work, and the auctions don't go as smoothly as I like them to. But hey, pinball, and it does give you that feeling. Barker's Row, another game with a kind of a weird component, but for the rest of it, where you are putting on a sideshow and you're playing cards and collecting cards. It doesn't work as well for multiplayers as it should. It's kind of best, I think, with 2 players, but it does have a great, interesting theme. Mindo, this is a little logic games for younger children. Basically, you have a bunch of dominoes. You got to figure out how to put them in a pattern to match a picture, flipping them over and maneuvering them. Fairly simple, but a good game for kids. Hat Trick. This is a very weird 2-player game that I like a lot. It's kind of like bluffing tic-tac-toe, where you're playing cards to a line of cards and adding them together to figure out where you put a cube, trying to get 3 in a row. Shoodles. Oh, this game is hilarious fun, where you're going to take a cup and in one swift motion, dump a bunch of pawns out, and the number you jump out is the action you can take. Some actions are good, some are bad. That's pretty much the whole game. Production values are lower than I would like, but I think the game is just so funny to watch and to play. I also enjoyed Mistborn this week. This is based on the Mistborn series, a game from Kevin Wilson, where you're one of the great houses negotiating with the others. It feels like a more modern, entertaining version of I'm the Boss, an older game. I also did some other non-review videos this week. I took a look at the best 10 games from Michael Schock, the best 10 games from Tom Lemon, and Sam Z and me all did our top 10 dexterity games. Well, that's it pretty much. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell, and this has been Look Back on the Dice Tower. Not Look Back, Week in Review on the Dice Tower.